Ah, Christmas. That wonderful time of year where we all gather around to open presents, spend time with our family, and just be good to everyone for one day. Simply put, there's no other holiday like it. But there's something else we do as well, and it's become a long-time tradition in our families, and that is watch Christmas specials, but more specifically, animated specials. And there's been tons that we have grown up with over the years, such as The Grinch, Charlie Brown, and Frosty the Snowman.
Happy birthday!
And many, many more. But what if I were to tell you that there's one little underrated gem that has been with us 90s kids for 19 years now? And that film is Olive the Other Reindeer.
Who?
You know, Olive. Let's just get this show on the road. Welcome to the second episode of Jedi Bender's character breakdown series on Olive the Other Reindeer. In 1997, Olive the Other Reindeer was created by Jay Otto and Vivian Walsh and released as a children's book, which follows a Jack Russell Terrier named, well, Olive, a shy dog who loves Christmas. But while listening to the radio, she mistakes a lyric from the famous Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song as now Olive, thinking she was a dog, believes that she is indeed a reindeer and goes to the North Pole to try and help Santa deliver the presents. The book was very successful and got praise from many publishers, and all this got the attention of Simpsons and later Futurama creator Matt Groening, who loved the book so much he wanted to make it into an animated special. So, in 1999, the 45-minute special was released by 20th Century Fox. First, we'll be doing a kind of compare and contrast, since these two look similar, but they're actually two different sides of the same coin. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go over Olive from the book. As we see, Olive is shy and loves taking walks. She does this from winter to fall. At this point, she knows that she is a dog and has no problem with it. In fact, throughout the book, she uses it to her advantage when the moment calls for it. And when she first arrives to help Santa and the other reindeer, they don't know what to quite make of her. But whenever they first make their trip and they crash the sleigh, Olive actually chews through the rope to help Santa. And when they're back in the air, something happens to where Olive's nose starts twitching as she smells gumdrops falling. And finally, when that is done and they're about to go back to the North Pole, Olive uses her nose to guide Santa back when she smells cookies. I hope you've all noticed the pattern here. Olive's book counterpart may believe that she is a reindeer, but that still doesn't mean she won't fall back on her dog instincts. And she does accept the idea of being both. And that really helps when Santa and the other reindeer and the whole North Pole welcome her with open arms. And now that we're done talking about Olive's book counterpart, let's go ahead and dive into her anime counterpart. So, to start off, Olive is very happy-go-lucky. She loves the holidays, but mainly Christmas, as she herself says,
Always love Christmas, the best of them all.
But she also likes helping people, and just being nice. So to put it frankly, this version of Olive is so damn adorable. But unlike her book, she is not shy or mostly afraid to keep everything in. And there actually is a reference where we see in the book she actually hums. Also, this is what sets animated Olive apart from her book counterpart. She actually rejects being a stereotypical dog.
How are your dog chores coming? Did you bury any bones today?
No, Tim.
Chase any cars or cats?
Afraid not.
Did you even make a token attempt to tear up any flower beds?
Uh-uh.
And I haven't heard any senseless barking at all.
Woof?
And as Olive eventually puts it, she just wants to be man's best friend. And throughout the film, she barks only a few times and uses her nose and hearing only a few as well. So essentially, she's choosing to be what she wants instead of what her owner Tim wants. Now, as my friend Carson Geek pointed out in her review in both the book and the film, this is something that is a strange choice, since the old characterization was much more straightforward and accepting of who she was. Now, after reading the book 5 times, I can actually see what she means, but in my opinion, I actually love this version of Olive, and no, it's not just because of nostalgia. It's because of how relatable this makes her. I and many others can put ourselves in, well, the paws of animated Olive. We all have the ability to make a change and an impact on certain situations, because that's what's right. And it's what she does no matter what, even if it's Christmas or not. And I think the back of the book sums it up perfectly. No two are alike. I also would like to mention one last thing. At the end of the film, instead of saving Christmas like she does in the book, Olive instead brings hope back to the holiday and teaches everyone how to truly believe in each other. And while being grateful that Santa and the reindeer accept her as the new reindeer, even offering to take her out to some reindeer games, she instead chooses to go back home and just be with her friend Tim and try to not be a normal dog, but just be his dog. And that is why I love the animated special slightly more. So, after everything is said and done, for being around for 21 years, I'm more than happy to say that both versions of Olive the Other Reindeer still hold up and will continue to age like a fine wine. Both give us similar looking but ultimately two different characters who have their own way of helping Santa, and at the end of the day, I don't think either are wrong. And both are amazing in their own way, getting praise that was well deserved and still carries on to this day. For example, the book was so well praised, it actually got a sequel many years later involving Valentine's Day. And particularly with the animated special, it actually got nominated for an Emmy. And also, it was actually picked up by Cartoon Network and ran from 2002 to 2015. Now, Olive is one of my favorite Christmas characters from the past 20 years. I highly put her up there with all of the other Christmas animated characters. It's not that she's better than them, but she can stand tall alongside them. And I always get a smile from watching the special, or now just reading the book, because of what they teach us. And I do actually wish both versions were well known in this culture. But I think it's still safe to assume they'll be here until the end of time. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to go check out more info on Olive the Other Reindeer, I actually suggest you go check out my friend Carson Geek's video on both, as she brings up good points for why the book version is pretty much, in her opinion, the best. But if you want to see a review of the animated special itself entirely, then please go check out Shadowstreak's amazing yet passionate review on it. He really brings up a good history on the special and gives us a good reason why it's one of his favorite specials. So, I hope you all have a great day and a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And until then, I'll see you all for the next character breakdown. This is the Jedi Bender saying, be here, my friends.